Hello, Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. And we are now live on Periscope. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hey, Mona. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Let's have a conversation. So I had a real good time on Monday during our Mondays with Mo segment. And something else came up that I didn't want to wait until next Monday. So I thought we could talk about it tonight. So if you're new to me, we've never met before. My name is Mo James, and I am the founder and chief creativity officer of the Confetti Collective. We are a Southern Arizona-based lifestyle platform, and we focus on inspiring confidence in women and girls. And we do that in several different ways. Through our blog content, our YouTube channel, definitely our social media, and our e-commerce store, which is at theconfetticollective.com. So, hey, we got some people jumping on Instagram Live, and I forgot to post my the title, what we're going to talk about tonight. So, like I said, something came up that I didn't want to have wait until next Monday for Mondays with Mo segment, and I thought we could just jump on and have a conversation about it. It's one of those real conversations that we as parents or as adults that are responsible for young ladies, we tend to avoid, we run away from it, but we need to handle our business, okay? Because there's too much at stake. There's too much at stake. So I want to talk about periods. Then I'm going to pause just in case there are any men that happen to be watching that might want to shut down the broadcast right now. because that's usually what happens, unless that man is raising his daughter by himself or, is very evolved. Generally speaking, the average dude, the minute you say the word period, they are gone. That's just how it happens. That's just the truth, y'all. So I want to talk about periods, but first, before we kind of talk about what I want to talk about, I want to tell you guys the backstory that led to this conversation. So, and I talked about this via email. If you're on our email list, you would have gotten the full, complete story in your inbox this morning when I decided to do this broadcast this evening and have this conversation. So I was having a conversation with two ladies not too long ago, and the conversation went to menstruation. It went to periods. Women, we can talk about those kinds of things. And we don't necessarily have to know the other woman intimately. She doesn't have to be our sister or our BFF. This is a shared experience. If you are a woman, you have this experience. So, let's keep it real here. So we talk about periods and kind of, all of the things and how growing up, things were so different than they are now. Just kind of the state of the world is different now. The environment that our girls are growing up in is entirely different than the ones we grew up in. They see and they deal with and they handle a lot more than we did at their age. So we started having a conversation and, again, just kind of talking about, whose parents did or did not have the talk with them and didn't really prepare them, and how they learned what to expect when they were getting their period. And we started talking about, the first thing we started talking about, y'all know I'm very tech, I'm a techie, I'm a tech nerd. So remember how back in the day, I don't know if you guys can relate to this or not, but back in the day when we, before smartphones and things like that, we had to track our period on an old school calendar. So you might have had to figure out a really covert way to identify the date in your calendar, in case you dropped your calendar at school, or if you had an annoying brother or males around you and you didn't want them to get their hands on your calendar and know how you were tracking your period. We talked about that. Well, now they have newer, better, fancier things that we as parents and as guardians of these young ladies need to know about. And one of them is they have period tracker apps. There are apps now that will help young ladies track their period and learn their cycles and things like that. And I thought that was awesome. So I want to show you guys one of the apps on my other phone. One of the apps is called My Calendar. My Calendar. And when you open the app, you will see it's a calendar, and it allows you, the woman, or the woman, the young woman using the app, to be able to document when her period started. And in the beginning it's kind of irregular and things like that, so she can identify those days that she's on her cycle and when the cycle ends, and the app does some of the heavy lifting for her. So after a few months, it's going to tell her, okay, your cycle is this length, and once the app learns, then it will actually send them an alert a day or two ahead of time. Hey, just so you know, in case you weren't tracking, it's almost that time, so get yourself together. So, and I thought that was really cool. Like I said, especially with our daughters and nieces and younger sisters today, they have so much going on. They're not paying attention. But they're paying attention to this phone. So the app also has this particular one, and there's a lot out there. You can search in your store, App Store or Google Play Store, to see what apps are out there. There are a lot. This one is free. It also has a feature, because this app can be used for a woman that might be trying to get pregnant, or a young lady that's just starting her period. So it has features in there that tracks ovulation and things like that if you are trying to get pregnant. So for parents, if your tween or teen is not sexually active and you don't even want to start that yet, then you can turn that feature off. So I like that too. So they would have no need to be able to see the tracker for intercourse or the ovulation tracker and things like that. You wouldn't even need that, so you can turn that feature off. So I thought that was really cool. So that's the first thing, kind of the first tool or the first resource to help those of us that are responsible. And I use that word with emphasis, responsible, for raising or rearing even a little girl. Because I don't know if you guys have realized it, but these girls these days are maturing and are developing a lot faster than previous generations have. So yeah, just because you might not have a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old right now, your baby might be younger. Just get ready, okay? So just get ready. So just get the app. You can use it for yourself, but when it's her time, she can also have it, and because it's like second nature to be using the phone. The other thing that I want to kind of talk about is that horror that every woman goes through when they think back to like when they first started, or like the second time it came on. Like I said, really irregular. You don't know what's going on, and that fear, at least for me as a parent, is that my child will be at school and she will discover that she's on her period at the worst possible time. We hear the horror stories. It's like gym class and you on the balance beam, and somebody says, "Oh my gosh, look at that." We don't want that. So one of the things we talked about was preparing a period pack for your tween that's going to school. And I'm saying tween because girls today are starting between 8, 9 to about 12, 13. So it's definitely not just the teenagers, it's your tweens too. You probably need to already be preparing them and slowly starting to have that conversation. So we talked about making a period pack for them. And a suggestion for those of you that are unsure of where to begin and how to create it, what I'm going to suggest to you is that you go and find a cute cosmetic bag, something cute. You don't want anything that's going to draw any attention to her. You want something really cute that she'll be able to throw in her backpack or throw in her locker. And if she has to take her items to the bathroom, it's not conspicuous. So really cute little cosmetic bag, and you can find these in a dollar store. And inside this bag, you are going to put a a pad, 1, 2, 3 pads. You are going to put wipes, hygiene wipes, and you should also seriously consider putting a change of underwear in this bag. And if you want to be really, really high speed, low drag, like we say in the military, you store the underwear, which is going to be the clean underwear, in a Ziploc bag. And in the event that she has her period at school and she has to go and change, she can take the clean underwear out of the Ziploc bag, put the soiled underwear in the Ziploc bag, seal it up, and put it back in here. So she doesn't necessarily have to go to the nurse and, stand in a line or tell the nurse in front of whoever might be in there, I need stuff because I just started my period. I'm 10. I don't know what to do. You make her a little pack to keep in her backpack to take to school. Put the necessities in there and educate her. Have that conversation about, okay, this is why these items are in there. Because if you are at school and your period comes on, you have everything you need to clean yourself and to change and to be good. It's not the end of the world. It happens to everybody. It happens to every woman. It's not, it's not World War III. You're not dying. But you, as the responsible adult in her life, needs to make sure that she knows what is happening in her body, what's going to happen in her body, and she knows how to handle it and handle it on her own. You're not going to school with her. Like, let's be real. So instead of avoiding the conversation, take charge of the conversation. Equip your tween or your teen to be able to handle getting her period with confidence. And that's ultimately what this is all about. It's about making sure that she is educated about her body and she knows how to handle those inevitable situations. They are going to happen. They are going to happen. So instead of taking the head in the sand approach, let's handle this like adults. Let's handle it like adults and equip our babies and set them up for success. Okay? So that's all I wanted to share, you guys. Get the app. Get you, mommy, auntie, big sister. Get yourself familiar with the app. So when it is her time and she has her own smartphone, get the app, install it for her, teach her how to use it, and then make sure that she has her period packs that she's taking to school with her. So you guys, again, like, let's not pretend these things aren't happening. Let's not pretend that these young people aren't being exposed to all kinds of stuff at school. Let's not do that. Let's be realistic, and let's make sure that we are arming our children with the right information. Let's make sure that they are hearing it from you as the responsible adult, as the person that cares about them. Make sure that they are hearing it from you. You are so welcome. Thank you for joining. Make sure that they know, she knows what to expect. She knows that she is not alone. She knows that she is not dying. And she knows how to handle it on her own. And that's it. 15 minutes. Done, and done. So does anybody have any questions? Instagram Live, Facebook Live, or Periscope. Does anybody have any questions? These are the kinds of conversations that I want to have more of. Yes, it's all great to talk about fashion and blah, 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 and all of that stuff. But when we close these smartphones and we get off of the Facebooks and the Instagram and all these stuff, some of us still have children that we have to raise. So let's make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do. Let's make sure that we're taking care of what we are supposed to take care of. We are being responsible. So if nobody has any questions, I thank you all for joining me. Don't forget, if you are not on our email list, I invite you to sign up for our email list. How do you even start the conversation? I'm clueless. Okay, so then one of the things that I did, there are a lot of books out there. I'm a nerd just normally. So if you don't think you'll be able to find the words yourself, then find a book that you and her can sit down and read through together. And don't like jump straight into, okay, you're going to get a period. That's a lot. Start by talking about, the changes that she should expect when, they start getting hair on their legs and then under their arms and things like that. That's a part of that, the natural changes in their body that are clues that, okay, this time is going to be coming. So find a book, even find a video. I know there are videos out there, YouTube videos that you two can watch together, and then you watch it or you read the book and then y'all talk about it. Give her a chance to ask whatever questions. That becomes like your amnesty time. So she can ask whatever questions she wants to ask without fear of getting in trouble. And she's not going to get in trouble because you, as her parent, as her guardian, are doing this because you want to make sure that she is informed. You don't want her hearing it from, like my old folks used to say, from those piss-tail boys in the street. Make sure she knows her body best. So then nobody else out there in the street, in the bathrooms, at school, on the corner, whatever, can tell her about who she is. So yeah, I would start with a book, video, and then let that start the conversation. And she's probably going to run the first time you try to talk about it. And that's honestly why, I would start talking about the things leading up to that. We're not going straight into periods and bras and all of that. We might just be talking about hair on your legs and hair under your armpits. Easy. But that then becomes the doorway to talk about other things. You are so welcome. And it makes us uncomfortable, but we have to do it. Like, I don't want my baby walking around here clueless about what's going on. And I definitely don't want some boy trying to tell her about who she is. We are going to have that conversation. That's my responsibility. That's our responsibility. So that's it, you guys. I thank y'all so much. I appreciate you all. I'm looking back and forth to make sure I'm not missing anything across these 3 platforms. Y'all know I like to be as efficient and as productive as possible. So I go live on 3 platforms at the same time. So I thank you all. I appreciate you. I hope this has helped. I hope if you are one of these adults that does have a teen or tween in your life that you are responsible for, I hope that you will take what we've shared and you will get yourself as comfortable as possible, because you don't have to be entirely comfortable, and you can make sure she knows that, look, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to talk about this. But don't avoid the conversation. Don't avoid it. You have to do it because you got to make sure that she is prepared to go out into this world. So I thank you all. I appreciate you. Periscope, Facebook Live, Instagram Live. If you have any questions after the broadcast is over, Facebook, you guys know you can drop them in the comment box. Periscope, you guys can hit us up on Twitter at Confetti Collect. Instagram, you guys can DM us on Instagram as well, the Confetti Collective _. So I thank you all. I appreciate you. Let's make sure that we are doing our due diligence to equip our girls who are the next generation of leaders, in case you didn't know. Let's make sure that we are setting them up to be successful in everything, not just what they choose to do as a profession, but in who they are as women. Let's make sure we are doing that. We are setting them up to be the most confident, informed, educated, self-sufficient selves. Yeah, let's do that. All right, you guys, I thank you so much. Until my next broadcast, I encourage you to go and live life in confetti. I'll catch you all later. Peace.